Okay, folks, before we go over the exercise problem 8-4, I would like to remind you about chapter 7. Make sure you know all the special journals definitions, right? What goes on each special journal. Make sure you know the principles, those flexibility principle, compatibility principle, control principle from chapter 7. That's all you need to know. Whatever I went over during those two recordings, make sure you know those. As definitions, no problems, okay? About the bank reconciliation, you will see a bank reconciliation. So we're going to go over one today. We went over one last time in class, and there's one in the demonstration problem. Make sure you cover the bank reconciliation. So what is the purpose of the bank reconciliation? What is the purpose of the bank reconciliation? To do what? Yes? Sure. Because look, on July 31st, the company cash account is $27,497 and the bank balance is $27,233. So which one is right? We don't know. What do we need to do? We need to reconcile both to make sure our cash is correct. So what do we start with? When we start with the bank reconciliation, we have first, don't forget about the three headings: the name of the company, the name of the statement, and the date. Then what do you start with? The book balance and the cash balance. So how many sides do you have? Two. One is the book side and one is the cash side. Then what do you need to do? You need to make adjustments to arrive to the appropriate cash balance, to the adjusted cash balance. And here's what you do. Each item you will deal with separately. So when you look at an item, this is letter B. When you look at an item, the first thing you need to know, which side does this item affect? In other words, where do I need to make the change? Do I need to make it on the bank balance or do I need to make it on the book balance, right? Because the reason there are differences between the two, what are the reasons? It's timing differences. So certain things happen, you're aware of it, you recorded it, the bank did not. And certain things that the bank did, that the bank recorded, but you're not aware of it. So what you need to do, you need to make sure that the bank recorded everything and you recorded everything. And if both of you recorded everything, the bottom line should be the same. And that's what we're trying to do. So let's look at this letter B. Check number 331 for 1,184 and check number 3040 for 558 were outstanding during what month? June. So in the prior month, they were still outstanding. So let's see what we have now. Check number 340 is listed with the July checks. So what happened to this check? Is it still outstanding? No, this check is cleared, it's gone. But check number 331 is not. So what do we call check number 331? It's still check number 331 is outstanding. Maybe on the exam I might tell you outstanding checks total that much, right? Here it's like they're making it a little bit more harder for you to look for the information, right? But outstanding checks are what? Checks that you wrote, you reduced your cash balance, but the bank did not clear yet. Also, check number 3065 for 382 and check number 3069 for 2281, both written in July, are not among the canceled checks on the July 31st. What do we call those two checks? Outstanding. How many outstanding checks do we have in total? 3. So the first thing you do, now this is outstanding checks. Which side does it affect? Does it affect the bank side or does it affect the book side? The bank side. The bank is not aware of the checks, otherwise they will not be outstanding. If they are canceled, then they went through the banking system. They're not. So you wrote them, but they were not cleared yet. When you write a check and you send it out, right? Let's assume I write a check to Travis. Travis may not deposit that check until 2 weeks down the road. But when I wrote this check, what did I do? I deducted the money from my account. But my bank is not aware of it until Travis does what? Submit the checks and the check is cleared. So as long as the check is not cleared, what do we call it? Outstanding. So we have 3 outstanding checks. Which side do we need to fix? The bank side, because we're aware of this. And do we deduct outstanding checks or do we add? Deduct. So we have 3 outstanding checks that we need to deduct. And we always deduct outstanding checks. You need to memorize this. We always deduct outstanding checks. Well, for that month, to be specific. That's all what we need to know. In comparing the canceled checks on the bank statement with the entries in the accounting record, it's found that check number 3056 for July rent was correctly written and drawn for $12.70, but was erroneously entered into the accounting system for $12.50. So what happened is this: we used check number 3056 to pay the July rent. And how much was the actual check that we wrote? The actual check amount. The actual check amount was how much? $12.70. So we wrote the check for $12.70, and the bank cleared the check for $12.70. Right? Now, what did we put on the books? What did we thought that we did? We thought, when we paid the rent, we thought we paid $12.50. So on the books, here's what we did. So first of all, who made the error? Did the bank make the error, or did we make the error? We made the error. So when we fix this error, are we going to fix the book, or are we going to fix the bank? Book. So the first you need to know, we made the error. So here's the error. We wrote a check for $12.70, but on the books, here's what we did. We debited rent expense, $12.50, and we credited cash, $12.50, while the check was for how much? $12.70. So who made the error? We did. So which side need to be corrected? The book side, our side. Okay? How much is the error? So the first thing you need to know when you have an error, how much is the error? $20. Are we going to add $20 to our book balance, or are we going to subtract $20? Subtract. So give me the entry to fix the error. I'm sorry? The entry, please. How much is the error? The error is $20. Give me, so how do I fix it? If I want to make I will debit rent expense, how much? Thank you. And what do I credit? I will credit my cash, 20. And I fix the error, and I need to deduct it. It's not done yet. I need to deduct, I don't know which one it is, but let's see if I can figure it out. Oops, nope. Okay, so I need to deduct $20, okay, because I made the error. Who made the error? I did. The bank cleared the check for exactly how much? $12.70. You wrote it for $12.70. The bank did not make any error. You made the error when you recorded the transaction. Are we all okay with this? Letter C, a credit memorandum. What did I tell you about credit memorandum? Every time you hear the credit memorandum, it means what? Add. They gave me something. Add. A credit memorandum enclosed with the July bank statement indicate that the bank collected an $8,000 cash on a non-interest bearing note for branch. So they collected money on our behalf from a client, and they deducted $45 fee. And they credited the remaining, which is $8,000 minus $45. Branch, our company, did not record this event before receiving the statement. So we did not record this transaction. Now, first of all, letter D, which side does it affect? Does it affect the bank, or does it affect the books? The books. The bank already gave you the money, so the bank record is correct. You did not record this. Are we going to add more money to our bank account, or are we going to subtract? Add. How much are we going to add? $7,955. So we're going to add $7,955, which is $8,000 minus the fee, because they took the fee out. And for everything that we do on the book side, we need to prepare a journal entry, right? Because we're changing the books. What journal entry do we need to make now? And by the way, every journal entry for the bank reconciliation would involve either a debit to a cash or a credit. Is this a debit to cash or credit? No, on our books. It's a debit. It's a debit. So let's do the journal entry. How much are we gonna debit cash? $7,955. What do we credit? Notes receivable. And this was from Patricia. You paid us the note. How much did you owe us, Patricia? $8,000. And what happened? So if you owe us $8,000, why are we only debiting cash $7,955? Of how much? 45. And this is the entry to record it on our books. Now our books is up to date. So it's in the bank and it's on the books. This is what letter was that? Letter D. D as in David. All right. Absolutely. They're worth 10 points. Okay, the bank reconciliation is going to be worth 20 and the journal's 10. And you only make entries to anything that you did on the book side. Okay? On the book side. Letter E. It starts with a debit memorandum for 805 lists a 795 non-sufficient check plus a $10 non-sufficient fund charge. So basically what we find out is one of the checks that we deposited for $795 is no good. It's not only no good, now the bank charges how much? $10. $10. So I want you to think, and this company did not record the non-sufficient check yet. So I want you to think about what happened when we received this check. So let's assume Hamdi gave me the check, sent me a check for $795. So what did I do when I received his check? In good faith, I debited cash. In good faith, I debited cash and I credited account receivable dash Hamdi. So that's what I did. And how much was it? $795. In good faith, that's what I did. That's what I did when I got the check. Now I deposited his check, and guess what? He does not have the money. You're going to be charged a fee as well, and I'm going to bill you for that. Okay? So what needs to be done? Am I adding to my cash balance, or am I deducting money from my cash balance? I'm going to deduct. How much am I going to deduct? Is it $795 or $805? $805, because I was not aware of it. So they reduce my balance with the $795, and they charge me a $10 fee. So first, let's reduce the balance, then do the entry. So I'm going to reduce my balance by, I'm going to deduct $805 non-sufficient check. Now what do I do? What do I do? This is not the adjusting entry. This is not the adjusting entry. So what is the adjusting entry? What am I going to do? I'm going to be forgiving. I'm going to go back, and what do I do? Bill Hamdi again. Am I going to bill him for $795 or $805? $805. So I'm going to go back, debit account receivable, $805, and credit cash, $805. So now next time he receives the bill, he's going to see a bill for $805, pay me again. Okay? So this is the adjusting entry. Oh. So this was the original entry. So the original entry, and so I have to fix the original entry. Letter E, enclosed with the July statement is a $25 debit memorandum for bank services. Charlie, what does that debit memorandum means? The opposite. Debit memorandum, they took money from your account. For what for? Bank service charge. Okay, now, which side does this affect? Does it affect the bank or does it affect the book? Where do I need to make the change? Now, the bank is telling you they took money from your account, so they're already aware of it. You're not aware of it. $25. Am I going to add 25 or deduct 25? Deduct 25. Do I need to make a journal entry for this? Yes, everything that affects the book gets a journal entry. So for this, for letter F, I'm going to have to deduct $25 from my bank account. And what's going to be the entry? What do you want the entry to be? Debit, bank service charge. Sometimes they call it bank service fee. Sometimes they call it miscellaneous expense. Just show me that it's an expense. And credit, cash. So this is the journal entry that you need to make. All right. Letter G. What does letter G implies? Letter G is the branch's July 31st daily cash receipts of 11,514 were placed in the night depository on that date, but do not appear on the July 31st bank statement. What do we call that? What do we call letter G? What's the term? Yes. Deposit in transit. We place the deposit. We don't see it. Why we don't see it? Because we placed it the night before, the last day of the month. So this deposit will appear on which statement? On the August. All right. So this is deposit in transit. Which side does deposit in transit affect? Is it the book or is it the bank? The bank. The bank is not aware of it. Are we going to add this money to the bank or deduct it? Add. So we're going to add this amount and we call it deposit in transit. Now let's figure out do we need to make a journal entry for this? No. Only the journal entry is under anything that we make under the book side. And here's the adjusting. And I saw a few people got the numbers right. 34,602. I'm going to give you this hint. I strongly suggest you watch the recording, the review exam. Okay? Especially for the bank reconciliation. Because there's something there that you might see on the exam. I'll give you another hint. If you are stuck, okay, put everything that you are 100% sure about. And if anything that you're not sure about, you're not sure which side, what's going on, it could be a plug-in figure. Do you guys see this? Okay? So first, deal with everything that you know. Do the deposit. What are the easy stuff? Deposit in transit, outstanding checks, bank service charge, right? Those are easy things to deal with. After, you might have 5 or 6 items. If you cleared 5 and you still have 1 item left, and you're trying to guess intelligently. You want to make sure, however you put it, both sides should equal. First, you need to know, is it increasing or decreasing, and which side? Okay? Otherwise, it's straightforward. Okay? And don't forget, you can't forget on the exam because... And here's the journal entries. They call this collection expense. And they call the bank service charge miscellaneous. Yes, Paul. They have to be both equal to each other. Then you did something with the math. Review your math. It should be 34,602 in total. Notice they called it collection expense. What did we call it? Bank service charge? That's fine. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Both are acceptable. And they called the bank service charge miscellaneous expense. That's fine. Yes. Oh, it's just simply I did not reveal it yet. Okay. And this is the bank reconciliation. This exercise is worth 30 points on your exam. A bank reconciliation plus the journal entries. Again, make sure to have the headings. If you are stuck, at least give me the headings, give me the book and the bank balance. This is going to be like given to you, right? This is a no-brainer. Then go through it. Also, last time we were in class, we dealt with petty cash, right? Make sure you know how to do petty cash. We did work an exercise in class. That exercise was very beneficial. Make sure you review that. And the homework, there's another exercise for petty cash. Make sure you do it. That's worth 10 points. FIFO, LIFO, the weighted average, and the specific identification. 3 of the 4 will be there, and they're worth 30 points. So this exam, there's going to be 70 points of the problems. And I told you what the problems are, so focus on the problems. On the multiple choice, you're going to have, of the 15 multiple choice, maybe up to 5 or 6 of the multiple choice would deal with definitions from chapter 7. Those basic definitions, right? Sales journal, purchase journal, cash receipt journal, cash disbursement journal, and also the principles. I'm going to tell you, you need to know what are the purpose of the internal control. And what's the purpose of internal control? Protect the asset, ensure reliable accounting, operate efficiently, and adhere to company policies. And the answer will be all of the above. Okay? Let's see. Anything else? Yes.
Multiple choice true or false. Are we going to have entries two to do, or?
It's not final yet. Most probably you're going to have multiple choice. That's a given. Multiple choice, that's for sure. Problems, I don't know yet how it's going to... Yes, it's going to be problems, but I don't know how many, because we're revising the final right now. Okay. But multiple choice, definitely. And the multiple choice will cover from chapter 1 through chapter 8. You'll have a study guide. You'll have a study guide.
Wait, we don't have 9 and 10?
Oh yes, it's going to be mostly problems.
Oh,
So the multiple choice will be 1 through 8
Oh.
right now. But again, it's not final. The final is not final yet. But yes.
That's another question about the final, since you spoke about it. But since you said the problems are mostly beyond chapter 9 and 10, there won't be many cumulative problems?
No, most probably no cumulative. If there's any cumulative, like I will tell you, for example, you need to know the bank reconciliation, you need to know if I did this. So I'm not going to tell you everything. Like I'll name 3 things and you'll have to do no one or something like that. But again, as of right now, as it stands today, the problems would only involve chapter 9 and chapter 10. The multiple choice will cover 1 through 8. And I will give you a study guide. So the study guide will be like, know these things, and from every chapter what you need to know. It's not going to be, for some people, they think I give everything, but it's going to be helpful. It will help you study. Anything else? No, I don't think I did. Thank you. It's going to be on YouTube. Yes, Blackboard YouTube. What I'm going to do, what I just did, you did not notice I broke them down. So the FIFO LIFO will have 1 recording, and the bank reconciliation have another. If you want to go to bank reconciliation, you're going to have 1 recording for the bank reconciliation and 1 for FIFO. And from now on, I will try to break all the lectures like this. This way, it's not like at 1 hour. Yes.
We haven't really got a playlist on YouTube, or will we have to look at it?
No, there's a playlist. I called it NCC Financial Accounting 101. You'll have everything. If you type my name, like the first few you'll see my name and you'll see my channel. Click on the channel, you'll see the playlist. There's Accounting 1, Accounting 2, and 2 other sessions, 2 other accounting stuff that I put up here. Accounting 1 will be the first one. I'm gonna post them. I'll post the link to my channel on Blackboard. So if somebody went to Blackboard, just you click on the channel, you go to my channel, and you take it from there. Okay? Excellent. Give me 1 moment. Today is what? Today is the 20... This is incorrect. Still have to do the attendance. Alright. Joe, Amdi, Dina, Luther, Amanda, Taylor, Ariel, Heidi, Isaac South, Terry, Macy. Is Macy here? No. Mitch, Rachel. Rachel's here. Pele, Travis, Pure, see me for a moment. Todd, Angelica, Charlie, Robinson, Ian, thank you. Dakota, I have not looked. I'll take care of it for you. I got you. Sorry, I didn't look at your email yet. I saw the email. Yes, I saw it. Sorry, Ariel. I'm so busy, so.
I just wanted to make sure you got it.
I got
before
it.
next Tuesday.
No problem. Ethan, Tyler, okay. Andy.
Thank you. Have a
You're
great
welcome.
weekend.
You sure?
I'm coming.
Oh, that's right. Good luck. Be safe.
I travel at night, so I come for the something.
It's up to you. Told you what you can do.
Okay.
I gave you options.
Thank you very much.
Be safe.